Welcome to the Nightly Rant. I'm Mike.
And I'm Torya.
This is the show where we talk about the awful things that have happened in our day, the awesome things that have happened in our day,
and all the things in between.
Thanks for listening, and we truly hope you enjoy. So this is kind of a special episode.
It is?
Yes.
What's special about it?
It is, let's see. Yeah, it's the 95th episode.
Well, holy shit.
So I decided that at the end of the show today, how we're going to end the show today, is by talking about our fifth favorite episode of this show, the Nightly Rant. What do you think about that?
I think it sounds like a plan.
Yeah?
Yeah, I could get on that.
You could get on that.
Get on that train.
Yeah?
Yep.
Well, that's good, because that's where we are.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. What do you think about that? You didn't tell me what you thought about it.
I just told you that I think it's okay.
So what part of it is okay, dude?
I don't know. It's your idea. I'm just going along with it.
What was my idea again?
I'm sorry, the people who are listening to our podcast can't see my eyes rolling, but they just did like a 360-degree roll. Hello, Parker.
Yogi made me forget by bringing me the gator. So what was it again?
The top 5 best podcast moments.
Oh, yes. At the end, we'll do it.
Yes, at the end, we'll do it.
We'll do number 5 first.
Jeez.
And tomorrow we'll do number 4, etc.
You know,
leading
technically,
us up to the 100th episode.
There are 5 episodes and then 100, because there's 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, and then 100. 6 episodes left until our...
That's why I did. I didn't think I had us do number 5.
I'm telling the people that there's 6 episodes left until our big contest winner will be announced.
That's right.
So there are only 5 more chances to send us an email.
Yep. info@yogispodcastnetwork.com. It's in the notes. Say hello to Parker the cat in your email, and you will get registered for the 100th episode contest. And you got to tell us your favorite Nightly Rant moment. Has to be 2 minutes or less.
Even if you tell us that your favorite moment is when we shut up and stop talking for the night.
Exactly.
I'm cool with that. Just send us an email. We'll enter you in our contest.
2 minutes or less you'll get as a snippet of whatever you choose. So, but you had something that kind of relates to something that bothers me, but from a different perspective. So why don't you tell us what bothers you?
I don't know if we've discussed this before, but being lied to irritates me more than almost anything else. Okay, so the other week we'd had a discussion about how I need somebody who's based in the US to help me with some of the tasks that I want to offload to them. So I finally get around to going to Upwork and posting this job. And then what I did is I went through and I invited every single freelancer in the US or Canada in our price range. Well, as it turns out, this was a colossal mistake. Colossal mistake. Like the size of the whale that washed up on the beach in Northern California size mistake.
So you did realize that was a mistake. Because we've never discussed that aspect.
Shh. Anyway.
But you did realize it. It's clear. You just said it. So that's good.
Uh-huh.
I'm proud of you. Because it was a mistake.
It works really well when you're not trying to find somebody who's on the really cheap end of things. Anyway, okay, so people start responding to my invitations, and I'm like, yeah! And the first guy that messaged, he seems pretty good. But he's charging $8 an hour. and says he lives in downtown Los Angeles. So I'm like,
Did the red flags go up right then? Like start
that
waving
was the
like
first
crazy?
red flag, and then
Okay.
we were conversing, and my second red flag came up because his English was not... Like, I understand, you talk to some people sometimes, and their grammar is bad, but their grammar is, I didn't pay too much attention in my English class bad. This guy
Right.
was English is my second language bad grammar.
Right.
And he wasn't Hispanic, so, lots of people in downtown Los Angeles speak Spanish. That's fine. So, what?
Nothing.
Calm your big bad self.
So,
I'm like, how do I figure out where this dude is actually from? Because I'm not buying what he's
and
selling.
here comes the brilliant part. I love this part.
So, dear people, I'm going to give you my favorite tip ever. If you want to know where somebody's actually located that you're chatting with online, go to bit.ly and create a bit link.
bit.ly.
And then, inconspicuously, send said person the bit link. And when they click it, it will tell you what country they're from. Nothing specific. It doesn't tell you what area of the country, but that's fine for my purposes.
Yeah, we
Okay.
don't care.
So I'm like, hey, now that we've chatted for a little bit, why don't you check out our website? You can learn a little bit more about our company. Here's the bit link.
Yeah.
Nigeria. Mr. Downtown LA was actually from Nigeria and never answered me again after I accused him of being from Nigeria.
That is awesome.
Door number 2 held somebody that said they were from Northern Ontario, but were actually from Bangladesh.
Right, I remember that one. Wasn't there a second one from Bangladesh?
There
as
was
well?
4 people from Bangladesh.
Wow.
It was 1 from Nigeria and 4 from Bangladesh were the 5 people that I talked to.
Wow.
Then 1 got all crazy. All crazy. I was like, dude, you're from Bangladesh. This task won't work for you. And I'm not trying to be like, there is nothing I don't want to work with somebody outside the country about
No,
this.
it's
It's
the
an
matter-
IP address thing,
Right.
and the fact that a VPN won't work.
Right.
Like,
They've blocked the VPN traffic some way, somehow.
right.
There must be something that identifies it now as VPN traffic, which if you think about it in and of itself is scary.
I think that cheap VPNs only have a certain set of IP addresses.
Yeah.
And when you use those IP addresses, places like Craigslist, who get a lot of spam, block them.
Yeah.
So whatever, that's fine. But, so, I wasn't trying to be any kind of racist or anything like that.
Right, you just needed a person in North America.
Right. So this guy just completely lost it. And he started, begging for tasks, and it was a little bit sad at first, so I maybe asked him some questions, because I guess there's some tasks we have that could be done by somebody offshore. And, no, he just went full lunatic. He didn't know anything that he was talking about. And then I was like, dude, you lied to me. I can't work with you. I can't work with a liar. Because he'd lied to me about his location. He's the one who lived in Lehigh, Florida.
Right.
Yeah.
Lehigh, United States is what he actually told you.
Accurate. Anyway. And then he gets all butthurt that I called him a liar. And then I said, what? You lied to me. Doesn't that make you a liar? And he says, I love you. And then promptly deletes it. But I saw it first with my eyeballs. I saw it. What the literal fuck is this shit? What?
The look on your face when you said that is just like, you were like, I burned him. He thought he got away with it, but I lit a fire on him.
Okay, what? You can't get a job as a virtual assistant because you're out of the country, so you're going to resort to being one of those, online scammery people who thinks they can tell some unsuspecting woman they love them, and she'll just be like,
Yeah.
I'm giving you my money!
Right.
What?
That would not be good. But they're like that.
Apparently.
I mean,
Anyway, that was
I
my
can
shit.
tell you it goes the other way, though. You get... First of all, the AI stuff has gotten really good. So they have these bots that really are good at sounding like a person.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, you don't really notice because, they don't talk much. They just kind of give brief answers and, there's people that are like that. And then you'll ask a question and they'll be like, I don't understand blah, 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 because that's what it's programmed to say. So then you'll say it again, and then it'll say it again. I don't understand blah, blah, blah. And then you'll say, blah, blah, blah is X, and it'll say, I don't understand X.
Do you remember when the very first chatbots appeared in, MSN Messenger?
Yeah.
And they were so freaking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, that you knew they were a bot after 2 messages.
Yeah. These are much better than that. But there's still dead giveaways that say that it's a bot. They'll somehow trip up. Like I was telling you about the one that was trying to talk to me. And then is like, I do not understand you. And I'm like, you were asked a simple question. Are you from California? And then it would say, no, I think not. And then you're like, what the hell is no, I think not? Then you'd ask it
where it was from and it would tell you California.
Yeah.
What the easiest way to catch if it's a bot or a person that you're talking to is ask 2 questions in one message.
Oh, because
like
the bot
couple
will,
of times in a row.
the bot will 99% of the time
only answer the first one.
Only answer the first one.
Mm-hmm. So if you do that multiple times in a row and you're not getting an answer to the second question,
you know another way to fuck it up?
How?
Ask 2 questions without any punctuation marks. So don't do like, is pretty girl stalking us? Question mark. Is she really cute? Question mark. You just leave the whole thing. Is pretty girl stalking us? Is she really cute?
Right. You have to make it.
Then that way it thinks it's one question and it's like, what the actual hell is that? Yeah. Well, that way makes sense.
You know those memes that go around all the time? Where all the letters in the middle of the word are jumbled, but the first letter and the last letter are right, and people can read it. You could type like that too, and a robot wouldn't be able to read it, but a person would.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's why that one guy
with his capitalizes
the A's.
Maybe
that could be like to confuse the bot.
Sometimes I just look at the post without reading the name. I'm like, oh. That's that guy.
He's a nice guy.
I like him a lot.
He's a very nice guy. I like his perspective on things, too. He's a very peaceful guy, like...
Just an A+ dude.
Yeah, he's just, like, solid guy. But the A thing is just a really interesting quirk that guy has.
Yep. I think it's neat.
Like me, I have my pauses in between words... a way of approaching a conversation. And so that's kind of my signature. That's his signature. It's pretty cool.
Your weird online quirk is capitalizing certain words.
Like what?
Like when you want to emphasize a word, you give it all of the all caps emphasis for the specific word.
Yeah, why is that weird?
It's not weird, it's just your quirk. It's what you do. It's what you do.
True.
Almost every single one of your comments has it.
And I have to try not to do that.
I know, because it makes people angry.
And I did it right there.
But
people don't understand it. But that's the thing. People don't understand. It's like, I try not. That's what would be N-O-T, all capitals. Get it, people? Nice Get it?
If Facebook would let you bold and italicize.
Yes.
Because then you could just bold the word not. Then you're not yelling, but you're emphasizing. Or you could italicize the word not.
Yeah. I agree with you.
I wonder why Facebook's never allowed any kind of formatting.
I can't really see a good reason for it, because they clearly have a rich text editor. You can change the color of the background anytime you want on the mobile app. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure you could probably do it on the desktop app too.
I don't understand why you can't at least bold, italic, underline. The basic functions of the internet. Come on now.
Yes. Agreed.
Like, I totally get the fonts and color changes, and then you end up looking like you have an Android phone and it's just all bad.
Zing!
Do you ever
That
see
was a
those?
good one.
You ever see those screenshots on Facebook, and it's clearly somebody that has an Android, and they've put their phone in like Comic Sans,
Yeah.
and it's like a screenshot of Facebook, and you just can't take them seriously because their
Yeah.
screenshot has funny font.
Yes. Because, come on, what did that little quiz that you took say? You're process driven.
Yeah.
So you're not going to like that. You don't want to be able to change certain things about, you want, like you said, basic changes. Bold, italics, and underline. That would make you happy.
It would.
You don't need it to like be like Snapchat where you can grow the text really big and thick or shrink it down as tight as you want.
Exactly. I just want the basics.
The basic stuff. And I mean, you should be able to get that. I would agree with you on that.
Right. But it's okay. You can't even you can use the alt codes for the symbols and stuff to insert symbols on Facebook. Why can't you use like Control I, Control U, Control B to put...
I know. It makes no sense.
I don't get it, but whatever. Clearly just don't
I know
support
why.
fun.
They haven't programmed their system to accept those keystrokes.
And if Facebook wasn't a colossal bag of jerks and would actually let me submit a suggestion ticket instead of being like, go to our forums and make a post so that you can be trolled by all the assholes of the internet.
My thoughts exactly when I read that stuff.
Like, Facebook, here, post our support forum and one of our lovely help assistants will help you. Well, why the hell don't you have Zendesk so I can send it privately and not allow the entire world to see my stupid question?
Exactly.
Because sometimes I ask really freaking stupid questions.
And here's the thing.
And I'd rather ask them on Reddit than there.
And here's the thing. If you forced them to do it that way, like I agree with you, that's the right way. But if you force them to do it that way, you're going to, they're going to lose. Basically, you're basically trying to control the ultimate outcome.
What do you mean?
I'm losing my train of thought now.
We were talking about how Facebook forces you to post in the support forums, and you were telling me why they don't.
Well, I think it's best to do it the private way because
Like
then
Zendesk or something like that.
they could still use your message and their answer in their knowledge base, but just without your name.
Right.
So you don't give a crap. You might know, oh crap. That's my stupid question that I asked. And they're making fun of me.
Well, it wouldn't take them any more time either. They just have, like, when they respond to you in the help forums, 99% of the time it's a canned message
Yes.
with a pre-prepared article for you to read.
Yes.
You can program those into Zendesk.
Uh-huh.
Well, you just use, like, the / this.
I know.
Like, to pull it up and send.
Yep.
Why? I don't even think they need more support people to do it the private, non-asshole way.
They wouldn't. That's my whole point.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of why they do it, though, is they bring people out of the woodwork and get their data. They know everything about a piece of software, what's its strengths and weaknesses, and then they can create an Amazon Basics version of that thing.
You just totally changed topics.
Did I?
Yeah, we weren't talking about Amazon Basics, dear. We were talking about Facebook support.
How did I get there?
I'm not really sure.
I don't know how I got there either.
It's
Whoa.
okay. It's okay.
Whoa. Well, you know what
Yeah.
it brings me to mind, though?
What?
You got started on this path that we've been on for God knows how long because of scammers. And me, when I said my point is similar but different to yours, mine is people who are just flat out trolls who know nothing about the subject they're talking about. And I'm not saying the initial person is the troll. Sometimes they're just kind of adult and don't know.
It's okay to be not knowing.
You
It's
don't
okay
know
to
the
not know what you're
information, that's
talking
all
about.
right.
Just don't be
Yeah.
a troll about it.
But don't then turn yourself into a troll by acting like, well, see, I already said it. I already answered your question. Well, did you really? I asked you, is the sky purple? And you said, awkward. Well, awkward isn't an answer to that question. You know? And you mess with a person that way. I don't know. Yogi's chasing.
His rope.
What was it, rope?
Yeah, I was trying to get him away from the gator so I could beat him up.
So, let's get into the last segment here and talk about our number 5 nightly rant.
I think you should go first.
Memento. Well, I was kind of thinking you should go first, but if you.
But I talked for the first half of the podcast basically nonstop.
Did you though? Come on now.
Shut up and tell us your favorite moment, unless you didn't look it up first.
Oh, I did. My favorite. It's not a moment, honey. It's a show. My favorite show. I had to look up the number. It's TNR80.
Okay.
And it's called The Circus Wants a Wall Built. And it was the one where, the people that I lovingly called the zoo, the fake Mike Pence.
Don't call them the zoo. Call them the circus.
What did we call the other guy? Something Santa Claus?
Racist Santa.
Racist Santa. Yeah, can't forget Racist
That
Santa.
guy.
And then Guy from the News. Guy from the News is that weird looking guy with the glasses.
And then there's...
Camera guy. Camera guy. Can't forget camera guy. Camera guy. Camera guy. Camera guy.
Yeah.
He never has the camera off.
He's live. Every time we've seen him, he's live on... And I found his page.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember I looked him up on Google.
You found his name. I
found his name on Google by using the weirdest combination of words. But that's my number 5 favorite, Number 5 favorite.
My number 5 favorite is actually just a moment. And it's from episode number 64 called Not Everyone Wants to Live in a Parking Lot. And it's my number 5 favorite simply because I can remember this person saying to me, I don't want to live in your house. I don't want to live in your house. Declining your offer. 2 hours later, I drove by. It's just a parking lot. What? And then
you said nobody wants to live in a parking lot. And that's where the name came from.
Yes, not everyone wants to live in a parking lot.
See, sometimes I do stupid things like emulate other podcasts that I like to listen to. And that was a bad attempt at that.
I like it. It's true, though. Not everyone wants to live in a parking lot.
Are you sure of that?
Yes, I know at least one person who doesn't want to live in a parking lot.
What if the parking lot was luxurious and had all of the amenities?
I still think at least
massage
one person
that came there daily to give you a
Calm your
free massage. What do you think about
I
that?
honestly think at least one person in the world still wouldn't want to live in a parking lot. So the answer, not everyone wants to live in a parking lot, is accurate. Literally everyone would have to want to live there. And there's no such thing as consensus when it comes to people. All people conceding on one issue.
That's true for a lot of weird frickin' reasons, too.
Well, everybody has different experiences and different opinions. I respect it. But
then people are also coming at it from different angles. Most of those angles being, bad word, but only word I can think of, selfish. Mm-hmm. And by that, I don't mean that I'm a selfish person. I just mean that for that particular angle, they're going to benefit a little bit more than anyone else. So it's a little selfish. Not a big deal. They can pull it off. Thumbs up.
Well, everybody should be a little bit selfish sometimes.
Yes.
There's nothing negative about being. I know that the technical word is self-care, but
I know. Isn't it funny how now these people have a definition for everything? And what I'm getting at here is, I don't like the people who are just trolls.
You mean like my friends that I made in the Lethbridge area Roast and Toast group tonight?
Yes, I don't like when people are just trolls.
I made friends.
I don't like trolls at all. Trolls are the problem. And what's funny is, I'll admit it, I used to get upset by those
I thought you were going to say I used to be a troll.
I used to get upset by those trolls. Really upset and angry. And I would fight back. Now, I've learned to just okay, well, if I feel like saying something, I'm going to throw a GIF out there and be like, ha, you can try and interpret what I mean, but I'm weird in the head, so you're never going to figure out what I really meant by that GIF.
You finally admit that you're weird in the head?
I've admitted that for years. Ask my closest friends. They will tell you that I've admitted that for years. Where you been? You get to the party kind of late. She's laughing at me.
Oh, I just figured out one of my fourth or third favorite moments.
Well, good. You can't tell us until
I'll
tomorrow.
tell you tomorrow. I'm pretty
That's
excited.
right.
Don't let me forget it, though.
Don't forget.
Okay.
Don't let her forget. Call in and remind us. Don't forget, guys. You got to register for that 100th episode giveaway. Info at Yogi's Podcast Network.com.
And by register, he quite literally means just send us an email.
Yep. And you need to say, hello, pretty girl. And then you need to say what your favorite nightly rant moment is.
You've got specific
And
instructions tonight.
That's it.
Matter of fact, you could tell us hello to any member of the zoo.
If you can remember their name right. If you get the name wrong, I may or may not accept your entry.
Spelling is the exception, because we have a little bit weird spelling.
Spelling is different. And I'll give you guys a big hint. I only refer to pretty girl most of the time as capital P, capital G. It's much faster and easier.
I call her Chubby.
Yes, I know you do. That's much harder to type than PG.
That's true. Anyway.
You should just put C.
I'm leaving you with that, people. Good
Of
night,
course.
everyone.
Well, I'm not going yet. Ain't no hasta you know what from me yet. I'm in control of that, not you. So, you know what I have to say about that? I think that you're crazy.
I made you forget what you were going to say.
Nope, I think you're crazy. You didn't make me forget anything. There was never anything there in the first place. How about them apples?
Not much
Didn't
going on
expect
in that
that.
big old head of
Didn't
yours
expect
tonight.
that, did you? Didn't expect that. I know it by the look on your face. Anyway, so you didn't let me finish my thought, but that's okay.
So finish
Screw
your
it.
effing
No,
thought.
it's my thought now. It's private.
Whatever. I don't
So.
know if anybody wanted to hear that thought anyway.
Good. Well, it's fine with me. I don't care. Nobody listens. That's the truth. Hasta la bye-bye. Hi, everyone. This is Mike, and I truly hope you enjoyed this show. You're able to subscribe to this show on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher so as to never miss an episode. If, by chance, you did miss an episode here or there, you can catch up on all shows, past and present, by heading over to yogispodcastnetwork.com/TNR show. Thanks for listening.